Dr. Marcia Potter, Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education and Culture. Mrs. Prudence Mathavius, Acting Deputy Secretary in the Ministry of Education and Culture. Sheree DeCastro, teachers, friends, and students. Welcome to the World Poetry Day Prize Giving Ceremony. In November 1999, UNESCO designated World Poetry Day to be held on March the 21st every year. The organization recognized the important role of poetry in the arts and in cultures throughout the world, and over time wanted the day to promote the effort of small publishers with regard to publishing poetry. The day also focused on promoting a return to the oral tradition of poetry recitals, as well as strengthening the association between poetry and other forms of expression, such as dance, music, and painting. Poetry has accompanied humankind since the beginning of time. It is practiced and appreciated by people of all ages and cultures. And while it illustrates moments in the life of history of the peoples of the earth and is nourished by contemporary fashions and concerns, it contains a universal element that ignores the frontiers of time and space. Thus, we can intensely be moved by a poem that, despite its origins in a faraway place that we know nothing about, in the mirror of our own, it is actually the mirror of our own existence. In encouraging the creation, translation, and dissemination of poetry, I am glad that Ms. Molyneux decided to coordinate this poetry competition, which has forged another avenue of us opening the doors to our schools, because loving poetry helps us to love one another. Today, I invite all authorities concerned, associations, and civil society in this territory to mobilize their efforts so that poetry has a place, the place that it deserves on this 21st day of March, but also during the long term. And on this note, I believe that it is now fitting to call the 2012-2013 Miss British Virgin Islands, Ms. Sheree DeCastro, to share some of her poems with us. Ms. DeCastro.
Let me first start by saying that it's a privilege for me to be here. Poetry is my first love, and so on today, World Poetry Day, I would just like to share two poems with you, and I hope you love them. The first one is entitled, You Don't Know My Story. So let me tell you, once upon a time, God clad my feet with glass slippers of purpose, power, and peace. I started to seek. God started to speak. My gift was unique. My spirit was willing, but my flesh was weak. So I ran from the call. My slipper came off. I fell short. But I'm thankful that God did not look at my outward appearance, but at my heart, because no matter how much others try to force their feet in, to steal your blessing, whether you are labeled a heathen or accused of sowing discord among the brethren, you still must say, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Your glass slipper only fits you. And every time you mess up, here's what you must do. Try. Try it on again. People may never think you're worthy of the size, shape, length, and depth of your calling, but keep walking, keep trusting, just like the little engine that could. Because sometimes even the big engines that should help us little engines don't. You see, I am through with my day's work. Don't you see how tired I am? But I kept on going. Chew, chew, chewing. Oh, I thank God for the men and women who can humble themselves like little steam engines and help a brother or sister. Chew, chew, through. I think I can, I think I can, I know you can, I know you can, until we both make it over the hill. Too many greedy pigs, lazy ducks, and scaredy cats, and not enough little red hens in the world. Who will help? Not I, not I, not I, but what must I do? The harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. Who will eat? I will. I will. I will. Oh, no, you won't. No one wants to sow, but everyone wants to reap. Slow to listen, but fast to speak lies. Maybe you should ask Pinocchio for some advice. Or the little boy that cried, wolf, wolf, and lied. Ask him, he's got the proof. Nobody believes a liar even when he's telling the truth. As for wolves in sheep's clothing, I've encountered a few. And because of Little Red Riding Hood, I knew just what to do. Now I know I will never leave the path to run into the world when my father has forbidden me to do so. But of course, the wolf has many tricks. You can ask the gingerbread man or the 3 little pigs. Has someone been huffing and puffing and shouting at you? Well, Matthew 7 recalls, the rain may come down, the streams may rise, the wind may blow, but in spite of it all, if you build your house on the rock, it will not fall. Don't be like Jack on that beanstalk. You can never climb to heaven or make a name for yourself. That only happens in Wonderland, in your dreams. Ask Alice. She was definitely a sleeping beauty. And the beast in all of us is loved by God. When he kissed us on Calvary's cross, he broke the spell of destruction and spoke of salvation. God's blood has made you Snow White, but you still have a dwarf mentality. Why? Everyone may call you the ugly duckling. You may have been beaten, pecked, teased, misunderstood, and despised, just like Jesus Christ. You are beautifully and wonderfully made in his image, so please listen to this message. It does not matter if you were born in a duckyard, if you were hatched from a swan's egg. So Aladdin got it twisted. He depended on a lamp that called him master. But I thank God for his word, which I have hidden in my heart, that is a wonderful lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. He is my master, and he is the author of my story. But believe me, this is far from over, far from the end. He still has work for me to do. My story is definitely to be continued. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. I think that was fitting since we have a lot of children in the room, and as a teacher, that's one of my personal favorites. But the second one, the last one that I'll do, it's World Women's History Month, and I want to do one in honor of women everywhere, especially in the BVI. So this one is dedicated to all the women in the BVI. The nature of a woman. Her feet are deeply rooted in the dust. As she walks, the physique of her stalk makes you lust. She begins to dance with the wind. Ah, look at her swing. Her health made visible by roots of strength and leaves of hair stretched in length. Her stare is seductive, and as she speaks, her words become your ventilator. Your existence depends on her whisper. Each month, she is greeted by a pest that weakens and denies her rest. But if it does not stop by, the wind will soon be singing lullabies. She loves the good weather in the summer, but after she has been stripped of her clothes in the autumn, she stands naked, vulnerable, accessible. She begins to get cold, complaining, craving, wanting the release of spring, ready to labor and harvest her offspring. Her branches now hold her fruit, her youth. She toils in the soil to feed her children until they are ripe with age. Then someone sees, likes, and wants a taste. But sometimes you deny her of her innocence and repay her with violence, slaying her with your words and cutting her down with your actions. Your hands become axes. But is she just here to furnish your houses? She is the mother of existence. Why not fence her in with your hugs and water her with your kisses? Weed up the problems and trash out the quarrels. Whatever it takes for her to grow in the strength of her character. But don't you dare slay her if she gets a bit taller than you. Thank you so much.
The art of poetry is the foundation of diversity, allowing different languages to express their voice among community and nations. Ms. DeCastro, thank you very much for that. I believe it was extremely enlightening for the students as well as the women within our community. Thank you for that. It gives me great pleasure to now invite Mrs. Mathavius to the lectern to award our young poets. And immediately after that, we will announce the winners. For the junior division, we had so many entries, and it gives me great pleasure to announce the 5th place winner, John Pettigrew. Can you please come? John is not here today. You'll get one of his classmates to take it for him or his teachers. And in 4th place, we have David Matthews. Is he here? In 3rd place, we have Josh Cowlard. In 2nd place, we have Scarlett Greenwood. And to Scarlett comes, the winners received $100 gift certificates, $30 certificates, $50 certificates, $25 certificates from Infinite Solutions and Island Services. In 1st place, we have Zakila Fret. And Ms. Molyneux will announce the junior winner, who is the recipient of a Kindle Fire. Ms. Molyneux.
The pleasure is mine to introduce the winner of the junior division, Gerard Jones of the Agape Total Life Academy.
Dr. Potter, I believe that we'd like to get you up here as well, please, if you would. We'll have both. The senior division, we have in 3rd place, Liliana Reimer. In 2nd place, we have Faith Amory. In 1st place, we have Joanna Gibson. And the recipient of the senior division will be announced by Ms. Molyneux.
And the winner of the senior division was Nia Douglas of Cedar International.
We'd like to hear from our junior winner.
My name is Jared Jones of the Agape Total Life Academy, and the title of my poem is the British Virgin Islands maintain the beauty? How can I keep the BVI beautiful, you ask? Well, it's not such a difficult task. You see, there is already a Keep the BVI Beautiful campaign in place, so I'll take the message to my youth group, school, and classmates. Because recycling is an option we can all embrace, getting the schools and students involved will surely pick up the pace to help get rid of soda can bottles, and soda can waste. We have a glass factory in Cape Garden Bay where we can take our used bottles and make the owners gay. We'll be amazed at the beautiful things he makes and be pleased that we didn't allow our bottles to lie waste. Our beaches are assets we must cherish dearly. There are many for us to enjoy with pride and dignity. Our tourists are loyal to the beaches you see, so I'll volunteer to clean up and maintain the beauty. And while enjoying the clear blue waters and white sand, I encourage you to use the bins you see for the trash in your hand. When we are driving, walking, or standing on the side, I remind you, do not litter, because if you do, you will destroy the beauty and make the BVI dirty. Take my advice and you will see how beautiful our home will be.
Ms. Douglas, our senior winner.
I'm Nia Douglas from Cedar International School, and my poem is called How Can I Keep the BVI Beautiful? The beauty of our islands is an asset we can't afford to lose. Yet, littering and pollution seems to be the path that we choose. We depend on our luscious land, pristine waters, and our natural finesse. So please, let's try and keep the BVI at its best. If the tourists find garbage washed up on the shore, you can bet that they won't vacation here anymore. My fellow Virgin Islanders, I really must ask, is using the garbage can such a difficult task? The landfill is overcrowded, and it's an unpleasant sight. We can reduce the amount of waste if we just do what's right. Don't throw away plastic containers if it can be used again. If you want to keep the BVI beautiful, make use of your trash then. Are you aware that plastic kills our luscious soil? It ruins the land that our farmers work so hard to toil. Honestly, we don't need plastic bags. A tote bag works even better. If everyone starts using tote bags, we can get rid of plastic bags altogether. Stop being lazy and throw your trash where they belong. Throwing things away when they can be used again is wrong. When you're shopping, don't forget that you can use a tote bag instead. Less pollution, less waste, less sea turtles dead. So you see, keeping the BVI beautiful is an easy thing to do. It all comes down to the decisions made by you. We've been blessed with islands so beautiful, so fruitful and nice. Let's work together and keep the BVI a clean paradise.
I just wanted to say before I give the vote of thanks that all the schools in the British Virgin Islands were invited to participate in this competition, and the following schools took part. We had the Agape Total Life Academy, the Brigado Flax Educational Center, Cedar International, the Claudia Creaky Educational Center, Ebenezer Thomas Primary School, the Joyce Samuel Primary as well, St. George's Primary, and the Willard Wheatley Primary Schools. All of the poems that were submitted are going to be put into a booklet as the 2013 World Poetry Day edition, and it's something new that we're going to start. So I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate all of the winners. You're all winners, and a special thank you goes to Cedar International for bringing a whole class to support Nia, so thank you for that as well. So, the thank yous, the pleasure is mine. Season to taste and say thank you to the people and poets. 400 grams of inspirational words, 75 grams of blank canvas, recycled paper, or eco-friendly, if you wish, or a laptop for those of the modern age. 50 grams of writing material. You can use a pencil, a pen, an ink cartridge. 1 tablespoon of friendly comments from other marvelous poets. Stir well. Heat over the stove or in the microwave, for those of you that like using the microwave. I say a gracious thank you to Miss Felisa Fenty, Mr. Justin Hodge, Miss Lynette Rapsat, who are our judges for the 2013 World Poetry Day competition. Miss Molyneux, the project coordinator, thank you for making this day a reality. The Department of Youth and Sports, we would like to publicly thank you for invading your space, and to Mr. Jason Rubain, who is not in here at the moment, but he provided the PA system. The Government Facility Management Unit for providing the chairs and other materials that we needed. To all the students, which were well over 100, for sharing their talent with us and for participating in this competition. Thank you. I believe I've covered everyone. No, I haven't. The media. Media, thank you for being here, because without you, the wider community would not be hearing us today. And Miss Colleen Penn, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a lovely day.